Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kenzie. Welcome to my channel. So, this week's video is going to be a little bit more laid back and chill than usual. I didn't really prepare as much as I normally do, but boy, do I have a story to tell you guys. So, this past weekend was the best day of my life, followed by the worst day of my life. Let me tell you why. So on Friday, this past weekend, I graduated from college. Now I'm sure some of you guys are confused because I'm a senior in high school. So how did I graduate college before I graduated high school? Well, there's this really cool program at my school where basically you could get your first 2 years of college done before you graduate high school. So for the past 2 years, I've been working really hard, taking tons of AP and college classes, taking all these super hard classes, just being stressed out of my mind, still trying to have a good high school experience while still technically going to college. And it's been really cool but really hard, and so I was super excited to graduate just because I felt like that was a celebration of all my hard work and it was a symbol of me graduating college. And just like when you graduate junior high or high school, there's certain requirements you have to meet in order to graduate from college. So all my requirements were good, right? I had all my English, all my math, all my history. I just had one more requirement I had to fill. It was this one class basically about learning how to use the library, and I had to test out of this class. It was only like 1 credit. And then after that, I had all the requirements met and I could graduate from college. But basically, graduation happens before any of your classes are done. So even though I technically graduated from college on Friday, I'm still in a lot of the classes that I still need to pass in order to graduate. So this library test, I heard that it was super easy. My advisors were like, yeah, you can just test out of it. You don't even need to take the class. Just go take the test and you'll be fine. So I'm like, okay. So I go take the test. What do I get the first time? A 71. What do I need to pass? A 72. So if that's just not evidence for how my life goes all the time, then I don't know what is. So I basically failed the first time I tried to take this test by 1 point, missed it by 1 point, but I'm like, okay, it's okay, I'm chilling, because you could take the test 2 times. So I study a little bit, senioritis is hitting hard. I don't really have that much motivation. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just go take it. I missed it by 1 point. I can definitely make up that 1 point somewhere. So I take this test. The professor's like, okay, give me 5 to 7 days to grade this. So I'm like, okay, cool. So 5 days pass, nothing. 7 days pass, still haven't heard anything about my score. So then it's like 2 days before graduation and I'm freaking out because I haven't got my score. I'm starting to get nervous, like, well, maybe I didn't pass, what the heck, what's going on? So I'm emailing my teacher every day, hey, when am I going to get my score? She's like, okay, I'll get it to you the night before graduation. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get my score, go to sleep, feeling all happy that I passed my test, that I'm done with college, and the next day I'll be able to graduate. So the night of graduation comes, it's like 9 o'clock, don't hear anything, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, I still haven't heard anything. So I'm emailing my professor hey, can I get my score? I really want to know my score. I really want to know that I passed this test before graduation so I can celebrate and enjoy the time with my family. And I hear absolutely nothing. She won't respond to me. There's no communication. She kind of fell off the face of the earth for a few days. So I'm like, oh, that sucks, whatever, but I'll still try to have fun tomorrow. I'll still celebrate. So Friday comes, graduation comes, I get to walk across the stage and get my diploma, and it was super cool, and seriously, one of the best days of my life. I just felt so accomplished. My family was there, my friends were there supporting me. It felt so awesome. And the whole day I wasn't thinking about this test at all. I wasn't worried that I didn't pass, I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna forget about it and enjoy this day. So then comes Saturday, I still haven't heard anything, but I'm like, you guys gotta take me out to dinner again because I didn't get enough attention yesterday. So my parents take me out to dinner again. We have a great night. We go get some ice cream. It was really good. And then as I'm about to go to bed, I get an email. Guess who it is? My professor. So I look at the email, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll just get my score, figure out I passed, and then I'm chilling. I just gotta wait till high school graduation, then I'm done for the summer. Woohoo! Yeah, that's not what happened. So, turns out I failed. again? So I'm like crying, I'm sobbing, I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I had this scholarship that I could only get if I get my degree before I graduate high school, so I'm like, shoot, I only have 3 more weeks to figure this out, like I failed this test, what am I gonna do? So I'm just like crying, I wake my parents up, I'm crying, we're emailing everybody, like everybody in the whole university, like, we need help, how are we gonna fix this? And there I was, feeling like a failure, feeling like all my accomplishments came down to this one test and I couldn't even pass that one test. So I try to go to bed. The next day I go to church, and guess what the sermon is about? Worry. Speaking to my soul right there. They knew. They knew exactly what I needed. So I'm still pretty sad the next morning. I feel like a complete failure. I feel like I'm stupid that I couldn't pass that one test. And I just am not feeling that great. And then I sit down and I listen to the sermon and I'm like, this is just a stupid thing. I'm not going to remember this. I'm not going to think about this. Like, it's not that big of a consequence, and I just need to trust that God will figure this out. And then the next day, me and my parents go talk to some people, get it all worked out, and luckily everything's going to work out. I'm going to take a class and pass, and everything's going to be fine. But the point of that whole story, and I think the lesson that God was trying to teach me, is that His timing is way better than my timing. Here I am thinking that I know when I want to get my score back, that I know, when I'm going to take this test and what I'm going to do, everything's going to work out. But the truth is, if it would have worked out how I wanted it to work out, my weekend would have gone way differently. If I would have found out that I failed the night before graduation, I would not have been able to have a good time. I would not have been able to celebrate or feel like I accomplished anything, because I just would have been feeling like a huge failure. But because God knew the bigger scope of things, because He knew exactly what was going to happen, I feel like He protected me from that. And He gave me my score after all the celebration was done, after I felt like, I was honored and I felt like I was celebrated for all my accomplishments. Then I got that bummer news, but it would have been way worse if it would have gone how I wanted it to go. And I think it was just a great picture this weekend of, you're in the highest of highs, you can be in the lowest of lows, but God's going to be there no matter what. He still has His hand in your life no matter what's going on, and He has your best interest in mind. So I don't know if that made sense to you guys at all. I was just kind of talking. I just felt like God's been teaching me lessons lately, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below telling me the lessons that God has been teaching you lately. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you next time. Bye!